Ever wondered how swapping a slice of bread for a pat of butter could transform your body into a fat-burning machine? What if the secret to lasting energy lay not in counting calories, but in rewiring your metabolism? Could eating more fat actually help you lose weight and feel better than ever before? Today, we're diving into the ketogenic diet, a powerful approach that flips conventional wisdom on its head and invites your body to thrive on ketones instead of sugar. Imagine waking up feeling clear-headed and energized, without that mid-morning slump dragging you down. Picture yourself enjoying creamy avocado, sizzling bacon, and rich cheeses, all while steadily shedding pounds and stabilizing your blood sugar. That's the promise of keto, a very low-carb, high-fat plan that shifts your metabolism into ketosis, a state where your liver produces ketone molecules from stored fat to fuel both brain and body. At its core, the ketogenic diet isn't just another low-carb fad. Unlike paleo or South Beach, which still lean on moderate carbs and protein, keto is almost the opposite. Approximately 70 to 80% of your daily calories come from fat, with just enough protein to preserve lean muscle, and a tight cap of 20 to 50 grams of net carbohydrates each day. That's less than what you'd find in a single plain bagel. By throttling back carbs so drastically, you deprive your body of its usual glucose source. In response, it flips the metabolic switch, breaking down fats into ketones, a cleaner burning fuel that keeps your appetite in check and your energy levels even. But how does this play out in real life? Let's say you start your morning with a buttery coffee latte made with heavy cream and MCT oil. Instead of the jittery crash of a high-sugar breakfast, you ride a smooth wave of concentration and calm. By lunchtime, you're not reaching for snacks. Your hunger hormones have quieted, and your body simply doesn't crave carbs the way it used to. In the evenings, dinner becomes a celebration of flavors. Garlic roasted chicken thighs, a side of sautéed greens bathed in olive oil, and a handful of nuts for dessert. Of course, the idea of eating more fat to lose weight can feel counterintuitive. You might ask, isn't fat bad for my heart? It's a fair question, and one we'll explore in depth. Research shows that when executed thoughtfully, focusing on healthy unsaturated fats, avocados, nuts, olive oil, can actually support cardiovascular health. We'll also discuss how moderating protein prevents your body from converting amino acids back into glucose, ensuring you stay in ketosis. In the next section, we'll unpack the science behind ketosis, examine real-world success stories, and share practical tips for crafting your own keto-friendly meal plan. Whether you're new to low-carb living or you've tried every diet under the sun, stick around to discover why this high-fat strategy might be the game-changer you've been searching for and how to get started without feeling overwhelmed. Let's dive into the nuts and bolts of the ketogenic diet and set you on a path to better health, one satisfying bite at a time. Let's talk about what you'll actually eat on keto and what you'll leave off your plate. Imagine you're at breakfast. Instead of a bowl of cereal or a bagel, you're choosing eggs cooked in butter or olive oil, maybe topped with sliced avocado. Why? Because on keto, you're aiming for fewer than 50 grams of carbs per day, sometimes as low as 20 grams. So every bite counts. That handful of berries on your Greek yogurt might tip you over your limit, so you're swapping sweet fruit for savory fats that fill you up without spiking your blood sugar. It might feel strange at first to make fat your star player, but remember, around 70 to 80% of your calories now come from fat. That's the creamy mayo on your salad, the drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on roasted Brussels sprouts, the marbled fattiness in a piece of grass-fed steak. And protein? You want enough to preserve muscle, especially important as we get older, but not so much that your body converts those amino acids back into glucose and kicks you out of ketosis. Think moderate portions of chicken, fish, or tofu, about the size of the palm of your hand at each meal. Now, what's off limits? Almost every kind of grain, bread, pasta, rice, even whole grains like quinoa, because they're hidden carbs. Starchy veggies like potatoes and corn are out, and most fruits are too. That juice you used to sip mid-afternoon, It's a no-go here, loaded with natural sugars that add up fast. Beans and legumes, often hailed for protein and fiber, also sneak in carbs, so you'll find yourself trading black beans for green beans. But don't worry, you've got plenty of delicious swaps. Craving a sandwich? Try a lettuce wrap stuffed with roast beef, cheese, and mustard. Missing your afternoon snack? Reach for nuts and seeds, almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, or even a small serving of full-fat Greek yogurt with a sprinkling of cinnamon. And when you need a crunchy hit, celery sticks with cream cheese or homemade pork rinds can save the day. Here's a tip. Keep a small kitchen scale or measuring cups handy for the first few weeks. It helps you get a feel for what 20 grams of carbs really looks like. Over time, you'll learn to eyeball portion sizes, like recognizing that a medium tomato has about 5 grams of carbs, so you can build your meals intuitively. One thing to watch out for: keto food lists aren't all created equal. Some sources say it's fine to load up on bacon and processed meats every day, but too much sodium and preservatives can stress your heart and kidneys. Other guides might recommend unlimited cheese, even though too much dairy can slow weight loss or trigger sensitivities. That's why it pays to personalize your approach. Talk with your doctor or a registered dietitian to find a version of keto that fits your health needs, whether that means focusing on whole food fats like avocados and nuts, or including more plant-based oils and fatty fish for omega-3s. And don't forget variety. Eating only butter-fried chicken gets old, and you risk missing vital nutrients. Rotate through leafy greens, cruciferous veggies, and low-carb berries, and consider a daily multivitamin if you're consistently cutting out whole food groups. Keep your meals colorful: bright orange from roasted bell peppers, deep green from spinach sautéed in garlic, the rich pink of salmon seared in coconut oil. By carefully choosing what stays and what goes, you're setting the stage for steady energy, clearer thinking, and fewer cravings. In the next segment, we'll dive into the research behind why ketosis works, share real success stories, and tackle common challenges, so you can see if keto might be the right path for you. You might be surprised to learn that most people notice real changes within just a few weeks on keto. Things like the scale moving, blood sugar levels stabilizing, and even blood pressure improving. In small clinical trials, participants often lost 5 to 10 pounds in the first month, simply by swapping carbs for fat and keeping protein moderate. Doctors have observed that when insulin resistance improves, blood glucose readings come down, and that domino effect can lead to healthier cholesterol and triglyceride numbers too. For someone living with pre-diabetes, this could mean fewer daily finger sticks and a renewed sense of confidence that their diet is finally working with their body, not against it. So what's behind these quick wins? First, high-fat meals tend to be more satisfying. Picture starting your day with a breakfast of scrambled eggs cooked in coconut oil, paired with a handful of olives and a slice of cheddar. Instead of eyeing the cookie jar at 10 a.m., you sail through until lunchtime feeling nourished. The reason is simple: fat slows down digestion, keeping blood sugar stable and your stomach pleasantly full. When you're not battling constant hunger, you naturally eat less overall. There's another piece to the puzzle involving your hormones. Carbohydrate spikes trigger insulin, which not only helps shuttle sugar into your cells, but also signals your brain that it's time to eat again soon. On keto, with far fewer carbs on board, your insulin levels drop. That quiets down insulin's partner in crime, the hunger hormone ghrelin, so those gnawing cravings lose their power. Many folks report that the mid-afternoon hanger. Beyond satiety and hormonal shifts, ketone bodies themselves may play a direct role in curbing appetite. Early research suggests that when your liver produces ketones, tiny fuel molecules like beta-hydroxybutyrate, they flood your bloodstream and cross into the brain where they can dial down hunger signals. It's as if your body is saying, we've got all the energy we need right here in stored fat. No need to raid the pantry. While scientists are still exploring exactly how strong this effect is, countless dieters swear that the wave of ketone calm makes dieting feel almost effortless. Of course, everyone's experience is unique. Some people breeze into ketosis and hardly notice anything except the benefits. Others go through an adjustment period of mild fatigue or headaches, often called the keto flu, before their bodies adapt. But once that transition is behind you, the steady energy, clearer thinking, and reduced cravings can feel like a revelation, especially if you've spent years bouncing from one restrictive plan to another. In our next segment, we'll balance these exciting benefits with an honest look at the potential downsides and long-term considerations. You'll learn how to protect your nutrients, manage hydration, and avoid pitfalls so that if you choose to try keto, you're set up for both success and safety. Stay with me. Up next, the conclusion and practical tips to tie it all together. As you embark on the ketogenic journey, it's important to recognize that the first few days, or even weeks, can come with what many call the keto flu. You might feel hungrier than usual, experience bouts of fatigue, or find your mood dip low and a bit irritable. Headaches and that familiar brain fog can arrive unannounced, and digestive shifts may bring constipation. These symptoms stem from your body adapting to a new fuel source and shedding the water weight once held by stored carbs. Staying well hydrated, replenishing electrolytes with a pinch of salt or a magnesium supplement, and keeping gentle movement in your routine, like a daily walk, can help ease these initial challenges. Looking beyond the adjustment phase, there are longer-term considerations to weigh. A very high-fat intake, especially from processed meats or excessive saturated fats, may raise the risk of kidney stones or contribute to bone mineral loss over time. Rapid water loss can also lead to dehydration if you don't consciously drink enough fluids. Cutting out entire food groups, whole grains, many fruits, and even legumes can create gaps in fiber, B vitamins, iron, magnesium, and zinc. Without planning, you might face digestive snarls like constipation or diarrhea, and over months or years, the relentless restriction of carb-rich but nutrient-dense foods could make it hard to stick with keto, leading to the familiar pattern of weight cycling, which research links to poorer heart health in some groups. Yet, when we compare keto's long-term outcomes to more conventional diets, the story becomes more balanced. While keto often shines in the short term for rapid weight loss and improved blood markers, studies at the 1-year mark generally show similar results between ketogenic approaches and traditional calorie-controlled plans. What really matters is the quality of the fats you choose. Swapping processed meats for olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish aligns keto with American Heart Association guidelines and supports cardiovascular wellness. So, what's the bottom line? The ketogenic diet can be a powerful tool for some, offering sharper mental focus, reduced cravings, and metabolic improvements, especially for those with insulin resistance or pre-diabetes. However, the current body of research remains limited by small sample sizes and short durations without robust control groups. Your personal response will hinge on genetics, lifestyle, and health status. That's why it's critical to partner with a healthcare professional or a registered dietitian before you start. Monitor your biomarkers, kidney function, bone density, micronutrient levels, and design a meal plan that fills nutritional gaps. Rotate leafy greens, low-carb berries, and nuts, prioritize hydration, and choose unsaturated fats to safeguard long-term health. If you're curious to explore keto's potential, do so thoughtfully, set realistic expectations, plan for variety, and listen deeply to your body's signals. With the right preparation and support, it can be more than a diet. It can be a metabolic reset that empowers you with sustainable energy and balanced blood sugar. If you found this deep dive helpful, hit that subscribe button now and tap the notification bell so you won't miss our next videos, where we'll share meal planning tips, expert interviews, and real-life success stories to guide you every step of the way. Stay tuned, because your best health is just around the corner.